divide your entire topic into 3 partitions. Simple interest, compound interest is one partition. Annuity is second. What is the third partition? Only perpetuity. There are so many concepts. Net present value concept, compound annual growth rate, growing perpetuity. So, Nana? Yes. Simple interest plus compound interest is greater than 60% of your examination marks. 14 into 6, how many marks, Nana? 60%, almost 8 marks, right? Almost 8 marks, right? So you are able to get 8 marks by using simple interest, compound interest only. Next, from annuity, I am expecting 4. The rest means the rest which you focus on that. Yes, definitely you will focus on this area only because you love this. Because that topic will not give you any marks, right? That is why you love that topics. So, after practicing simple interest, compound interest and annuity, if you have much time to practice these things, then only practice them. Okay? Otherwise, just take a simple knowledge of the concept and leave them aside. Because for this topic only, you need to spend almost 5 to 6 hours full-fledged time in this topic. If you spend that 5 to 6 hours in simple interest, compound interest and annuity, the concept of our total thing will be over. Means you are able to get 12 marks out of 14. Out of 14, you will be able to get 12. But you need to prepare, spend the same time on this and you will not get much awareness regarding that law 6. So please concentrate on simple interest, compound interest first and then go for annuity. It's not the preparation schedule is from annuity to simple interest and compound interest. You should start simple interest, compound interest first and then only you have to go for annuity. So, madam, the basic problem with us all is we know how to solve a question if it is a question related to annuity. We know how to solve a question if it is a question related to compound interest. But we don't know whether that question is related to compound interest and annuity. That is the only biggest issue in this topic. Nana? Yes. As I said, I'll divide the total concept into simple interest, compound interest, and let me tell you the basic difference between all these things first. Simple interest. If nothing is specified, we'll take it as simple interest. If nothing is specified, we'll take it as simple interest. If he mentions that it is compound interest, then only I'll take it as compound interest. Guys, listen to me. My example is, I'm depositing 3,000 rupees in a bank. Listen to me very carefully. I'm depositing 3,000 rupees in a bank for 3 years. Let me repeat the same thing. I'm depositing 3,000 in a bank for 3 years. It means to say I deposited 3,000 once or 3,000 every year. 3,000 once or every year. I'm depositing 3,000 in a bank for 3 years. It means I'm depositing 3,000 rupees only once. If that 3,000 will be left in the bank for how many years? Means I deposited 3,000 only. That is a concept called compound interest. Listen to me. I am depositing 3,000 every year for 3 years. Annuity, Nana? Single payment. Single payment or single receipt is called as compound interest. More than one payment or receipt is called as annuity. More than one payment or receipt with finite period is called as annuity. So now what is a perpetuity? More than one payment or receipt with how many time periods? Infinite periods. So this is the first thing that you need to observe between simple interest, compound interest annuity and perpetuity. Nana, so for every mode I'll take one example at least, and I'll try to explain that why it is a question related to annuity, or else why it is a question related to perpetuity, or else why it is a question related to compound interest. For example, if it is annuity, how I'm saying that it is present value, how I'm saying that it is future value. That also I'll explain. So don't worry, Nana, I will cover the entire concept here. But here, before starting that, you must understand this. If nothing is specified, I'll call it as simple interest. If something, the word compound interest is available, then only I'll go for compound. But how do I understand the difference between compound interest and annuity, Nana? There should be a single payment when it comes to. There should be more than one payment with finite period or infinite period. Is said to be an annuity. There are more than one payment with how many years, Nana? Infinite payments is said to be perpetual. Now, next thing is, what are the formulas related to this simple interest? What are the formulas related to this compound interest? Nana, what is the formula for simple interest, everybody? What is the formula for amount in simple interest? 1 plus TR by. I just wanted to know what is P here. Principal means some initial value or final value. Initial value or final value. Which is also called as present value. How do you call it as? T means no shortcuts for formulas. Time in days or hours or months or something else. Timing. No shortcuts for formulas. Okay, T is time in years. R. I need the total thing. Everybody, please read it. Rate percent per. No more shortcuts for formulas, Nana. You have to read them full. Okay. So what is P? Or else present value or future value? Or sum. Okay. So principal or present value or sum. T. Time in. I need the full abbreviations of everybody. Okay. So R. A. Initial value or final value? Present value or future value? Is that clear for you all? Now tell me the formula for compound interest. P of 1 plus I whole power n minus. What is the formula for amount? 1 plus I whole power. What is P here? Obviously principal. Present value or future value? I. Okay, R by 100. That's okay for me. Nana, sometimes he'll ask you to calculate the rate. But we don't know whether we need to calculate R or I. In such a case, look at your options. If your options lies between 0 to 1, means decimal values, it is nothing but I. If your options looks like more than 1, you need to calculate R. What is the relation between I and R, Nana? I equals to R by 100. Now, Nana, what is the formula for future value of ordinary annuity? A into, tell me. Let me write down the formula so that you can read it out. A into 1 plus I whole power n. Okay, into 1 plus I. So, the only difference between ordinary annuity and due annuity is into 1 plus. Guys, everybody please read out the formula for future value of ordinary annuity. Now I'm going to write down present value of ordinary annuity. The formula is A into 1 minus 1 plus I whole power. Okay, tell me the formula for present value of due annuity. A into 1 minus into Guys, listen to me. If this is 10,000, if this entire calculated value is 10,000, 10,000 into 1 plus, let it be 1.1. 10,000 into 1.1 will become how much? 11,000. So, I just want to tell you one thing. This is ordinary annuity. Ordinary annuity is multiplied by how much? 1 plus I. So, what is your due annuity value? So, I just wanted to confirm this, whether ordinary annuity is bigger or due annuity is bigger. Ordinary annuity is bigger or due annuity? Whether you people are talking about present value or future value, it is irrespective for me. Ordinary annuity is always less than due annuity, or else due annuity is always greater than. Which annuity is so bigger than ordinary annuity or due annuity? Ordinary annuity or due annuity? We'll ask you after 15 minutes. Because we have 2-3 MCQs based upon those things. Now, read out the formula for future value of ordinary annuity for one more time, everybody. So, future value of due annuity. Present value of ordinary annuity. Make it fast. Present value of due annuity. Who is there inside a bracket here? Read out this value. This is so-called future value factor. How do you call it as, Nana? It is denoted by A of Ni. How do you denote it with, Nana? A of N. And this underlined part is called as present value factor, which is denoted by P of Ni. Sometimes you will be given with these values directly. In such a case, make the use of those values. Don't calculate anything with your own. So, what is the value inside a bracket? This is so-called present value factor or future value factor. How are you denoting with? A of N comma I. No need to read out that comma. You can simply call it as A of Nr. So how are you calling this, Nana? P of Nr. The term which is used in present value is called as present value factor, and the term which is used in future value is called as future value. Is ordinary annuity is bigger one or due annuity is bigger one? Ordinary or due, Nana? Due annuity is always bigger one. So, Nana, if there is single payment or receipt, you will call it as compound interest or annuity. If there is more than one payment, annuity. If there is more than one payment with finite period, is that annuity or perpetuity? If there is more than one payment with infinite period, that is the difference to be noted. If nothing is specified, I'll take it as simple interest or compound interest. Simple interest if there is only one payment with a finite period. If there is if there is more than one payment with infinite period, perpetuity or annuity? More than one with how many years? Infinite. Now, another important thing that you need to remember along with formulas is to calculate future value. So, means to understand logical approach related to these questions, to calculate future value, Nana, remember, whether it is ordinary annuity or due annuity, it is irrespective for me. Whatever the name of annuity it is, I must stay at the end of last year. Where do I stay, Nana? End of which year? Like that, to calculate present value, I must stay at the beginning of first year. This is a very important observation. If you are facing a logical question related to annuity, means you will be asked any one of these two, Nana. So, to calculate future value, where should you stay? End of last year. Whether it is ordinary annuity or due annuity, it is irrespective for me. If you are talking about future value, you must stay at the end of. If you are calculating present value, you must stay at the beginning of. Nana, do you remember the concept of perpetuity? So for perpetuity, how many years will be there? Not so audible, guys. Means, do you know the last year? Means, are you able to calculate future value? That's why there is no formula for future value of perpetuity. There will be one and only formula called present value. Because to calculate future value, you must stay at which place, Nana? Ending of. To calculate present value, you must stay at the beginning of. Take care of this concept as well. If there is single payment, it is. If there is single payment with nothing is specified. If there is more than one payment with finite period. If there is more than one payment with infinite period. Perpetuity. Now tell me, to calculate future value, one must stay at the beginning of first year or end of last year? To calculate present value? Beginning of? What is the difference between ordinary annuity and due annuity? 1 plus I according to formula. Now, ordinary annuity means payment starts at the beginning of first year or ending of first year. Ordinary annuity. Ordinary means end of first year. Due annuity means? Guys, listen to me carefully. Beginning of? End of first year. Beginning of first year. Guys, listen to me carefully. Ordinary annuity means you will start from the end of. Due annuity means you will start from the. So now, which annuity started first? Ordinary or due? Ordinary or due? Ordinary or due? So which annuity has more time period? So how many years of extra is there, ending to beginning? That's why you have additionally 1 plus I whole power 1. That 1 year interest lasts extra in due annuity compared to ordinary annuity. Okay. So which annuity is always bigger than ordinary annuity or due annuity? Because due annuity starts at the beginning of first year, ordinary annuity starts at the end of first year. Always due annuity is bigger than ordinary annuity. How many years of difference is there between ordinary and? It is just exactly 1 year. Beginning of first year, ending of first year. It matters a difference of 1 year. That's why we used to write into 1 plus I whole power 1 additionally. So which annuity is so bigger, ordinary annuity or due annuity? Ordinary annuity or due annuity? So now, if I take 100 rupees as my initial payment, at 10% per annum, for every year I'll get an interest of 10 rupees. If this 10 rupees interest is added to principal, this is so-called simple interest or compound interest. Simple or compound? Because the word compounding means adding interest to the principal. So, the next year principal is 110. What is 10% of 110? But when it comes to simple interest, the same principal is carry forwarded, right? Means you will get the same interest or different interest. Guys, listen to me. What is the simple interest in the first year? Second year? Third year? Even if it is 200 years after. 10 only, right? Means in simple interest is constant or varying. When it comes to compound interest is constant or varying. But look at the first year, guys. What is the simple interest for the first year? 10. So for first year compound interest means, is there any difference between simple and compound interest for 1 year? After first year only there happens a difference between simple and compound interest. So Nana, usually compound interest is bigger or simple interest? But throughout your textbook he will say that the difference between SI and CI. Please don't get confused. Whatever he gives it to you, consider it as difference between CI and SI. The difference between CI and SI for 1 year is how much, Nana? 0. And the difference between CI and SI for 2 years is Pi square. Difference between CI and SI for 3 years is P of I cube plus 3I square. If you do remember this formula, use the formula or else write down the formula for compound interest. What is the formula for compound interest? P of 1 plus I whole power n minus 1. What is the formula for simple interest? If you do remember this formula, make the use of this formula. Otherwise, you would have go through the general formula of compound interest and the general formula of simple interest. It takes 2 more lines excess, Nana. There's no difference. But if you are not sure about the formula, don't use that formula. Just make the use of your compound interest and make the use of your simple interest. Tell me, what is the difference between CI and SI for 1 year? 2 years. 3 years. Tell me the formula for simple interest. So, where P is principal, T means time in, R means rate percent per. How do you calculate I with the help of R? R by? What is N in compound interest? Time in years. Time in years. So tell me the formula for future value of ordinary annuity. So that factor is called as which factor? Present value factor or future value? How do you denote it with? A of NR. If it is present value factor, how will you denote it with? Is ordinary annuity is bigger or due annuity is bigger? Every time due annuity is bigger than ordinary annuity by an interest of how many years? Every time there happens a difference of only 1 year. So Nana, if there is exactly one payment with nothing is specified, if there is exactly one payment with a compound interest, you will take it as? If there is more than one payment with finite period, and if there is more than one payment or receipt with infinite years. Look at question number 12. Everybody read out 12th question to Nana. Nana, I just want you to let the meaning of the question. I'm not going to solve too many MCQs here, but I have taken so many concept-oriented questions here to understand whether it is a question related to simple interest or compound interest or annuity, Nana. So please try to understand the meaning of question as sum. What is this? Sum. Sum means principal of how much? Was lent out. You gave it to somebody else, right? So at the end of the amount was how much? So 50,000 is your A. So what is it he is asking us? Find the. Okay, he gave you amount, right? Everybody read out the formula for amount. P of 1 plus TR by. I have literally wrote down all the terms that are available in the amount formula. P into 1 plus TR by 100. Guys, listen to me carefully. Is A is there in your textbook? Is P is there? Is T is there? Is R is there? Don't worry, R is there in your options, right? So means all the 4 terms are covered along with the options? Yes. These 3 terms are covered in the question and R is covered in the option. Means all the 4 terms are available in the question itself? Yes. So in such a case, you can use option verification. So generally people have a problem with option verification in this topic also. When will you go for option verification? If you are having all the terms available in the formula, you can use option verification. There is no problem even if you go for option verification. And I can say one thing. For all the questions in this topic, almost 90% of the questions in this topic, option verification is possible. But for most of the questions, you did so many calculations, right? So for this topic also, option verification is 90% possible. If you want to go for option verification, nobody will stop you. You can even go for option verification. Nana? Read out the question for one more time. A sum. What is the sum? Was lent out at simple interest for how many years? 1 year. I chose this question to understand this concept only, Nana. How many years and how many months? So you are talking about simple interest or compound interest? Tell me the formula for amount in simple interest. A equals to P of. So don't neglect even simple terms also. Tell me what do you meant by A? Amount, right? P? P? Time in? Time in? What is your time? 1 year? 1 is okay for me, but how many months? How to convert years into months? 8 by? Guys, calculate 8 by 12. 1 point. Sure, Nana? So, amount equals to 50,000. 46,875 into 1 plus R by 100. Okay. So, you are able to calculate this. Nana, tell me the calculation process. I don't need the values. Okay. So, Nana, you will enter what first? 50,000 by. You did this. Next. minus, next, next. So you know the calculation process, right? I don't want values, Nana. I just wanted you to understand this. What is T? Always time in. Time in. Yes, 1 year is okay, but what else is there? 8 months. So 8 by 12. So by adding both of them, you're getting 1.6 bar. Madam, do we need to take 1.6 bar fully? No such restriction, Nana. If you want, you can take 1.667. Adjust it to third non-zero place. So third non-zero place should be adjusted. Then only you will get the nearest answer. Otherwise, you will get a far away answer. Okay. So that's what about this question, Anna. So let me show you another question. Read out the question, everybody. Doubles itself in the number of years it will. Read out the question for one more time. Sum of money doubles itself in how many years? Sum of money doubles itself in how many years? Guys, look at this. Doubles itself in how many years? I'm writing it as T. Doubles itself in how many years? Now he is asking for it should. Triple. Nana, listen to me. I'm writing the formula for K times. It will become K times of itself in K minus 1 into T. Let me read out the formula, Nana. In simple interest, if a sum of money doubles itself in T years, then the number of years that it would become K times of itself in how many years, Nana? K minus 1 into T years. Now guys, listen to me. Sum of money doubles itself in how many years? So what is T value? Then it should become how many times of itself? How many times of itself? So what can be the value of K? 3. 3 minus 1. 2 into 10. So in how many years it would become triple itself, Nana? Guys, listen to me. I'm writing another question. In simple interest, a sum of money doubles itself in how many years, Nana? Then the number of times it would become 15 times of itself. 15 into 6 or 16 into 6 or 14 into 6? 15 into 6 or 14 into 6 or 16 into 6? 14 into 6 is how much? 84. So, let me write down the formula, Nana. In simple interest, if a sum of money doubles itself in, if a sum of money doubles itself in how many years, Nana? T years, then it would become K times of itself in K minus 1 into T years. So these kind of things will be happen for simple interest only. If the same question repeats in compound interest, I'll give you a shortcut, Nana, but we are not having any formula there. In simple interest, if a sum of money doubles itself in T years, then it would become K times of itself in K minus 1 into T years. Completed, Nana? Yeah, read out the question, everybody. A person borrows for how many years? How many years? See, Nana, try to understand the concept. Don't buy hard the things. A person borrows how much? For how many years? Let me assume that I am that person. I borrowed how much? I borrowed how much? For how many years? So my principal is 5,000 and my time duration is how many years? So can you please read out the continuation question? At what rate of interest per annum? Okay, read out the next line, Nana. He immediately lends it to. Let me assume that I am the person who borrowed 5,000. I am immediately lending it to someone else at what rate of interest? Is it 6.25 or not? Is it 6.25 or not? Nana, how much that I am lending it to somebody else? Is the same 5,000 or extra money? Same 5,000 or a different amount, Nana? Same 5,000, but what is the rate of interest, Nana? For how many years only? 2 years only. Guys, listen to me carefully. Now, there is my shortcut. Is the principle is same for both the persons or not? Same or different? Time duration, rate of interest. Who are varying? Who are varying? Then in such a case, Nana, you will get higher interest in the first case or second case. So you should write I1 minus I2 or I2 minus I1. See, Nana, the formula is very simple. P is same or different? T is same or different? Who are varying? For them only calculate them. Does it looks like PTR by 100 to you all? But what I'm writing in place of R? R2 minus R1. Guys, let me write down another example. My principal is 5,000 in the first case and my principal is 6,000 in the second case. Okay. My time duration is 2 years in both the cases and my rate of interest is 6% in both the cases. Can you please tell me the difference between interest in this case? Very good. Very good. P2 into TR by 100. Those who are varying, for them only write down the difference. That is what the shortcut. Now, let me write down something else, Nana. Now, could you please tell me the formula for difference of interest, guys? P into T2 minus T1 into. That is what the logic you can follow in a short manner, Nana. Now, here who are varying, Nana? That's why I wrote R2 minus R1. But please wait for a while, guys. Can you please read out the last line of the question? Transaction pair. Transaction pair. But what is your time duration here? Is there any need of calculating the difference for 2 years? He is asking us to calculate the difference for how many years? So if you do it for 2 years means again you need to divide it with 2. What is the use of wasting your time? I am simply taking my time duration 1. Guys, take your calculators. 5,000 into 1 into 2.25 by 100. How much? 112 point into 2. Tell me what is into 2? 220. See, both the options are there. He is asking us to calculate the difference for how many years? If you do it for 2 years and then you have calculated the difference for 1 year, that is okay for me. But don't waste your time by writing 2 steps here, Nana. See, what is the logic that we are following? What are constants here? Tell me, what are constants here? Principal is constant. Who is varying, Nana? That's why we are writing the formula as P, T, R2 minus R1 by. Nana, why I am taking T equal to 1, Ra? Even though the time duration is 2 years, he is asking us to calculate the time difference for. That's why I am taking time duration as 1 year. Whoever are varying, calculate the difference between both of them and just simply write down the formula as PTR by 100. Now, suppose if principals are varying, what can be a formula? P2 minus P1 into TR by. If time durations are varying, P into. If rates are varying, P2 into R2 minus R1 by. Is there any need of writing R2 minus R1 every time? Do you need to write R2 minus R1 only? No, it depends upon the question. If R1 is bigger, write down R1 minus R2. If P1 is bigger, write down P1 minus P2. It depends upon the question and somehow we are writing the formula for whom, Nana? Difference of interest. Difference of interest. Is that clear for you all, Nana? All of you are able to understand the shortcut, Nana? Okay, let me write down this, show you the next question, Nana. Okay. Okay, read out the question, guys. Mr. Bajaj invested at what rate of interest? Next line. Next one, and the rest rate. Okay, read out the next line. In simple interest in 1 year. Total interest means this time we are calculating the sum of interest or difference of interest. Please do remember that. We are calculating the sum of interest. He is getting a total interest of how much? What is the value of total investment amount? Okay. May I know the process that you people are applying to solve this question? You will take the total principal as X, or else you people will go for option verification. Okay, let me assume that you are going for option verification. So may I know the process that you people are starting off? 70,000 by 7. Next 70,000 by 2. Next remaining. That's what you are doing, right? Okay, Nana? Yes, sir? There is a concept of simple average and weighted average. Whatever it is, Nana, you can follow the same logic in maths or stat or account syllabus also. Nana, what is the rate of interest in the first case? Second case? Third case? What is the principal in the first case? 1 by 7. Second case? Half. Third case? Remaining. Means are all the principals are same or different? Actually, I need to go for weighted average, but I'm not doing that. I'm just going for an approximated answer. So I'm going for simple average. What is the rate of interest in the first case? Second case? Third case? Please do tell me the average of 4, 5, 6. Sure, Nana? 5%, right? Let me take the average rate of interest as 5%. Okay, what is the principal according to option A? Guys, please do calculate 70,000 5% for 1 year. PTR by 100. Not so audible, boys. 3,000? I think your calculators are in rest mode, boys. కొంచెం వాటిని నిద్ర లేపండి అలా లేస్తాయి నాకు తెలుసు లేపారా ఓకే స్టార్ట్ యువర్ క్యాలిక్యులేషన్ నిద్ర లేపారు కదా మీతో పాటు వాటిని కూడా లేపుంటారు నాకు తెలుసు ప్లీజ్ డూ క్యాలిక్యులేట్ 5% of 70,000 everybody 3,000 but you need to get an interest of how much which is quite far away from our answer, right? Now I'll wait for you to tell me the correct answer, guys. I don't know anything. Are you sure that 14,000 is the correct answer? Because in our key that is there. That is why we recommend 14,000 as the correct answer. What is 14,000 5%, guys? Madam, we are not getting 730, then how do you say that it is the correct answer? Because for 24,000, what is 5%, Nana? Nana? For 38,000? So, who is the nearest answer, Nana? Option. If you have still doubt regarding option B, now I will tell you the process. What is option B, Nana? 14,000. Could you please tell me what is 1 by 7th of 14,000? Sure, Nana? What is half of 14,000? 7,000 plus 2,000, how much, Nana? What is the balance, Nana? Balance is how much? 5,000. Guys, let me tell you the calculation process. 2,000 into 4%. M plus. 7,000 into 5%. M plus. 5,000 into 6%. M plus. 730 exactly, right? So there's no need to reconfirm your answer. That approximate answer will definitely be the correct answer. So whenever you are facing these kind of questions, please don't do calculate everything. Just take the average rate. So I'll wait for you to complete the next question. మేడం అదే చేయాలి మేడం, చేస్తే నేను చూస్తా. A or B or C or D? A or B or C or D? You took what rate of interest, Nana? 8.3%, right? 8.3% of 5,400 is how much? 4? This one? This one? 5? Okay, I have written all the answers. Now tell me which option that you want to choose. C or D, Nana? There's a conflict between C and D. Both of them are in 5 units only, right? Yes, Nana, you should follow this logic. Your answer must not be more than 561. It should be less than or equals to, or else. Maybe other people are following a different logic. May you know the difference between 561 and 547? 14. What is the difference between 561 and 597? Which one is having lower difference? Option C. మాకు కొంతమందికి అసలు మేము ఏం చేస్తున్నామో కూడా తెలియట్లే. అన్నయ్య 7%, 8%, 10%. Calculate the average. That's what I took. Then I went through 8.3% of 5,400, 8.3% of 6,000, 8.3% of 6,600, 8.3% of 7,002. I should not expect the perfect answer because we are doing somewhat concept, without concept we are doing all these things, Nana. So we'll not expect the perfect answer. A nearest possible answer will happen. Okay. Just a moment, ma. Read out 61, Nana. Everybody please read it out. 6,500 after a sum of money becomes how much? 6,000 after how many years? And 10,562.5 after how many years? Compound interest. Then he is asking us to calculate sum. Nana, I told you that for 90% of the questions in this topic option verification is possible, right? Okay, listen to me. He's talking about amount. Could you please tell me the formula for amount in compound interest? P of 1 plus I whole power. His amount is there in your question. 6,500 and 10,562.5 are the amounts. After how many years, Nana? 3 years, right? So N is there. Okay, in options, who is there? Means even if I go through options and question, I'm not able to identify I. If I'm able to identify all the terms, then only option verification is possible. But here I'm not able to identify I. So option verification is not possible. Nana, nobody is sleeping, right? నిద్ర లేవాలి. ఒకవేళ ఎవరైనా నిద్రపోతుంటే నాకు చిన్న పని ఉంది. What is the amount after 3 years? Not so clear, huh? Is the amount after how many years? What is the amount after 6 years? How many amounts are there in the question? Whenever you see two amounts in simple interest or compound interest, the shortest method is calculate the ratio of amounts. What is it you need to calculate? Calculate the ratio. Nana, remember, whether it is simple interest or compound interest, it is irrespective for me. Whenever two amounts are given, the shortest method of solving such MCQ is calculating the ratio of amount. Nana, 6,500 is the amount after how many years? Do you know the formula for amount in compound interest? You tell me P of 1 plus I whole power. P of 1 plus I whole power is the amount after how many years? N years. So 6,500 is the amount after how many years, Nana? 6,500 is the amount after how many years? Like that. What is the amount after 6 years, 10,000 is the amount after how many years? How many amounts are there with you, Nana? Then what is the best method of solving such question? Ratio of amounts. Now I have a doubt again. You will calculate 1 by 2 or 2 by 1? Sure, Nana? Then tell me what is 10,562.5 by 6,500? 1 point? Sure, Nana? Listen to me. Keep that value in your calculator. 1.625 is the ratio between P of 1 plus I whole power C by P of 1 plus I. PP got cancelled. So how much is this? Power 2, right? Power 2, right? Power 2 or power 3? Power. Do you find power 3 in any of both the equations? Equation 1 or equation 2? Equation. This value is already there in your calculator, right? Then P equal to 6,500 by 1.625. What is P value, Nana? Is 4,000 is the correct answer or not, Nana? So, what is the best technique of solving two amounts, Nana? Ratio of amounts. So, 6,500 is the amount after how many years? So, 10,562.5 is the amount after how many years? Whenever you are facing more than one amount, what is the best technique of solving such question, Nana? Ratio of amount. In such a case, that is the best technique, Nana. So, just now, in simple interest, I gave you a simple shortcut related to a certain sum of money doubles itself in T years, then it will become K times of itself in K minus 1 into T years. Now, guys, read out 70, Nana. A certain sum of money doubles itself in at simple interest or compounding. If it is simple interest, we have a shortcut here. But it is a compound interest. Now read out the next line. In how many years it will become 32 times of itself. Nana, certain sum of money doubles itself in how many years? Doubles means what is your amount? Amount equals to how much, Nana? Do you know the formula for amount, guys? Tell me the formula for amount. Whole power. Whole power. Look at your textbook and tell me what is N. Whole power how many years? Doubles itself in how many years? So what is N? Shall I replace N with 4, Nana? Who are going to be cancelled? P will be cancelled. Now here is your shortcut. Nana, he is asking us to calculate that it should become how many times? 2 power how much is 32? 2 power how much is 32? 5, right? Please apply whole power 5 on both sides. Apply whole power 5 on both sides. A power m whole power n. Means how much? 1 plus I whole power equals to. Let me multiply it with P on both sides. Can you please read it out? P into. Is it the formula for amount, Nana? Amount becomes how many times of principal? In how many years? So, just raise the power of 2 to get the correct answer. So, you should calculate for 32 times. 2 power how much is 32, Nana? 5. Suppose if I asked you for 64 times, what can be your answer? Power 6. 4 into 6 becomes 24. Just raise the power of 2 to get 64 or to get 32. So, Nana, if the same question is there in simple interest, what is the shortcut? K minus 1 into. Okay, I'll wait for you to complete the question, Nana. Now, I'm waiting for your answer. Instead of CI, I have given the question as SI. I don't know anything. How much? So, a certain sum of money doubles itself in how many years? So what is t value, Nana? Now it should become how many times? So what is k value? 32. So what is your formula? K minus 1 into t. Is that clear for you all, Nana? So let me show you the next question, Nana. Read out question number 80, guys. The difference between compound interest and on a certain sum invested for how many years? At what rate of interest? Is how much? Then the Now listen to me, whether it is simple interest or compound interest. Tell me the formula for simple interest. P T by 100. Is P is there in your options? He is asking us to calculate the sum. P is there in your options, right? Is T is there? Is R is there? Means all the terms are there or not? Option verification is 100% accepted. If you wish to go for option verification, then go for option verification. Nobody will object you in writing option verification for this question. But I am using my formula. What is the difference between CI and SI for 3 years? P of I cube plus equals to 110 point. Guys, tell me what is the rate of interest? 6%. I just wanted to know what is I. 0 point. Tell me 0.06 whole cube first. 0.000216, right? M plus. Next 0.06 whole square. 0.0036 into 3 M plus MRC divided by equal to into 110.16. What is the correct answer? Option D. Nana, if you are not able to recall this formula, what is the formula for compound interest? P of 1 plus I whole power n minus 1. Is that clear for you all, Nana? Now tell me the formula for simple interest. P T R by, and this is the difference between CI and SI, which will be equal to 110.16. Take your calculator and calculate this one. Have you, Nana? Next minus 1. Next minus 0.18. Minus 0.18 divided by equals to into 110.16. Got the same answer or different answer? Means if you are not able to recall this formula, then nothing to worry. Take your normal compound interest formula and normal simple interest formula. Calculate the difference between CI and SI. It's up to you, Nana. If you remember the formula means make the use of formula, or else simply go ahead with normal calculation. Next. Read out 93, Nana. If the population of a town increases every year by, Nana, every year the population is increasing or decreasing? By what percentage? Population growth would be considered as simple interest or compound interest? Simple or compound? So reproduction rate used to be there, right? So compound interest should happen. What is the compound interest rate, Nana? 2%. Shall I treat it as 0.02, Nana? Read out the next line. Of the population at the beginning of the year. Read out the next line. Make it fast. Nana, do you know the initial population? We don't know, right? So, let me assume that the initial population is 100. So, how much increment should be there? Nana, why I'm choosing 100? Because you know 40% of 100 is how much? So you're better in performing the percentage calculation if I take the principal as 100. That's why I took 100, Nana. Otherwise, if you wish to take 200 or 300, it's up to you. Or if you want to take 1 as the principal, it is up to you. There is no problem for me. I'm taking the principal as 100. What is the increase in the population should be? Nana, increase is 40, initial value is 100. What is your final value? 1. What is the rate of interest? 0. I told you that population growth is simple interest or compound interest. I don't know the formula for amount in compound interest. Could you please tell me the formula? P of 1 plus I whole power. What is your amount here? Equals to principal into 1.02 whole power. 140 by 100. 1.02 whole power n. Please do calculate 1.02 whole power 16. 1.02 whole power 16. 1.37. Okay, whole power 17. 1.4. Is it approximately 1.4, Nana? Guys, remember, your power shouldn't exceed 1.4. It can be less than or equal to 1.4. But your answer shouldn't exceed 1.4. So, your answer is how many years, Nana? 17 years. Now, it's time for months calculation. నేను నిద్రలో వేస్తే చెప్పేసి క్లోజ్ చేస్తాను. ఓకే, సో లెట్ us do that months calculation, Nana. So, Nana, this is what I'm having. 1.05 whole power n equal to. This is what I'm having. Now I have to calculate months. Nana, please stop talking. 1.05 whole power n is how much, Nana? 2. Nana, what is there at the right side of your question? That should be treated as your amount. What is that, Nana? Amount. So what is your amount, Nana? 2. Nana, for years calculation, use compound interest. For years calculation, use compound interest. For months calculation, use simple interest. Years calculation should be performed with compound. Months calculation should be performed with. Now, please tell me what is 1.05 whole power 13. 1.05 whole power 13. Is it 1 point? 1 point? Okay, 1.05 whole power 14. So 1.05 whole power 15. 2.07. You need to get an amount of how much? It lies between these two values or these two values. First two or last two? 13, 14 or 14, 15? Are you sure of it, Nana? May I know the least power between 14 and 15? Take the least power as yours. Take the least power or highest power? Is that clear for you all, Nana? Take the least power as yours. So how many years completed, guys? Can you please calculate 1.05 whole power 14 for one more time? 1.05 whole power 14. Nana, that is the least power or highest power? That least power of value is considered as principal. So what is your principal, Nana? 1 point. This right side value is called as amount. Are you done with years calculation? Now what did I told you? For months calculation you need to use. Do you know the formula for amount in simple interest? Tell me the formula for amount. P of 1 plus TR by. So Nana, please don't erase anything. This value is already there in your calculator, right? I took the rate of interest as 5%, Nana. Let me write down the same. Okay, so this value is already there in your calculator, right? divided by equals to into 2 minus 1 into 100 by 5. 0. Sorry, Nana, 0.202. Good morning. What is T value? 0.20 years or months. Do you know the formula for simple interest? Tell me the formula. PTR by P means time in. You have calculated T only, right? Means you have calculated years only. You have calculated years only into 12. 2 point into 12 will give you 2 point. But I'm taking it as how many months, Nana? If it is 2.5, you can take it as 3 months. So what is your answer? 14 years. 14 years, 2 months. Nana, listen to me. What is this right side value is considered as? Amount. For months, you have to use simple or compound. For years? So we got 1.05 power 14 as 1.9799 and 1.05 power 15 as 2.07. What is the answer that you people need? 2. It lies between whom and whom, Nana? 14 and... Now you have to take the least power or highest power. What is the least power? And that value is called as principal. So what is your principal? 1 point. What is the value that you people got T equal to? 2027. You are not calculating months directly. You are calculating what? Only years. Those years are multiplied by 12 to get months. So how many years and how many months, Nana? 14 years. So now guys tell me. How many months? 6 months or 7.2 months? So please take care of these kind of decimal values. If I give it to you, you people will write down your answer like this. 6 months. No. Half year means 6 months, right? 0.5 years means 6 months. 0.6 years doesn't mean 6 months. It is 0.6 into 12, which is how many months? 7.2 months, which will be approximated as... So please take care of these kind of decimal values. You will always get time in years only. After that, you need to multiply them with 12 to get months. Just a moment, ma. This is a question related to depreciation, Nana. 4,90,740 is depreciated at 15% on its opening value. When does its value would reduce to 2 lakh? So I don't want to calculate any months and years. I'm sure you are all able to tell me the correct answer without doing anything. So what is the amount that is needed, Nana? Principal? 4,90,007. You are talking about depreciation, right? Formula? P into amount is 2 lakhs, right? So principal is 4,90,000. 15% rate of depreciation, right? Am I correct or not, Nana? 2 lakh by 4,90,740. Is it 0.4075? Now it's your turn to complete number of years. I'll just wait for you to complete only number of years. I don't want months, Nana. Nana, remember, what is value of 0.85 whole power 4? What is power 5? What is power 6? Write them down. Power 6, tell me power 6. 0 point. 4, right? 4, right? This one? You need to get how much? Tell me your answer lies between 4, 5 or 5, 6. Sure, Nana? 4, 5 or 5, 6? No need of months or nothing, Nana. Because, look at the options. What is option A? You told me that your answer lies between 4, 5 or 5, 6. Both the options got eliminated, right? Now, look at the next options. Which option lies between 5 and 6? So you can directly obey the correct answer if you know the logic of calculating years only. No need of months calculation. If I don't teach this means you will perfectly concentrate on that months calculation only. That is the purpose only for giving this months calculation. Otherwise, you would have directly calculated these values directly. Okay. So that's all about years and months calculation, Nana. One question. Okay. Read out 100, Nana. What is the worth of electronic item? He is asking us to calculate what? By looking at this, don't say that it is annuity. When do you say that it is annuity? Regular payments or receipt. I bought an electronic item by paying how much once? 1,000 only once. I'll not pay every time to get that electronic item. I just paid how much at a time? 1,000. So what would be the future value of the same item after how many years? If the value is compounded annually or semi-annually? Semi-annually means n become 2 or 4, Nana. 2 or 4? Nana, 2 years. But semi-annually means 4 half years. So n should be replaced by 2n. 2 into 2 will become 4. Nana, this is the rate of interest per annum. But you are doing it semi. I equal to R by 200, right? 22 by 200, how much? 0. N value, Nana, 4. Tell me the formula for amount. P into 1 plus I whole power 4. Please do calculate this. Make it fast, Nana. 1,000. This one, Nana, option B. Sure, Nana? So why I took this problem? Nana, you are talking about which item? Which item, Nana? Usually electronic items would get appreciation or depreciation. So don't apply your knowledge till he mentions that it is a question related to depreciation. Don't do such type of things. In the question, if he mentions that it is a question related to depreciation, then only take it as a depreciation. Otherwise, you would simply go through compound interest only if nothing is specified. It's a question related to appreciation only. Don't go for depreciation related questions. Though it is a question related to depreciation, related to your knowledge, don't apply your knowledge related to the questions in this topic. If he mentions that it is depreciation, then only go for